You're listening to Ryan Schultz on Saskatchewan's Source for Country, 620 CKRM.
4:34, and we're back. We're here with our special guest this afternoon, Blake Berglund. I want to thank you very much for stopping in today. Like I say, you're always welcome here on The Drive Show, Blake.
Thank you, sir.
Good to hear. Now, you got another song you want to play, but first, we were talking off air, and we were talking before about your performance yesterday at the Whiskey Saloon, and in that song, you mentioned Mr. Bradley Wall, and he came into the Whiskey last night with his buddies and checked out your show.
Yeah. A couple months ago, JR and I, we were doing some videos, which we have up on YouTube. We did Love's Never Made a Man a Living, which you guys have been faithfully playing, and I thank you for that. But we did an acoustic video for it, and we had the camera. So we're figuring, what can we do that evening just to take advantage of having the piece of equipment? So we did a couple videos for JR, and then we headed down to the legislative buildings, and it really was, from the beginning, that song's been tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
And it's nice that nobody has sort of taken it out of context. It's been a fun song to play live, too. But we figured sort of to put the cherry on the cake. I guess that's not an expression, but... whatever, the cherry on the sundae. We headed down to the legislative and played it in front of the horse statue with the Queen on it right in front. We thought, the imagery would be cool, and it does mention the Saskatchewan Assembly. We made the video, and I posted it on YouTube, I guess, 2 days ago. Yeah. And it went throughout Regina. The Leader Post was retweeting it, and then
for sure, Jeff DeDecker.
Yeah,
at the Leader Post. Yeah, retweeting it.
And Mr. Wall retweeted it and put his 2 cents in. And he's always been a cool sport with it. So I was pretty impressed when last night the four of us were kind of loading our gear in, and it's minus whatever it was 20, and there was Brady who was standing outside greeting us and hands out and shook our hand and said that he appreciated what we were doing, and he brought some guys down to hang out with the show. So the Minister of Energy and the Minister of Health and a few of, the people came out, and we played it. We ended up, it was the first opportunity I had to kind of play it live in front of them. So we finished the set off that they stayed for with Where Have All My Horses Gone, and it was a really fun night.
Good to hear. Now, did he help you load or unload any gear?
Well, you know what? We actually got talking. Well, JR was talking to him, and I don't know if it's that well known, but he's actually quite a musician.
That's what I hear.
He is on older PV gear as well. Very knowledgeable guy. So
a very knowledgeable guy on old PV gear.
Older PV, yeah. He approached me and was asking some questions about the old PVT 40 bass that I strap on there, and was mentioning how he played T60. So it's good to get chatting to him about that. And he tweeted me today that it must have weighed about 118 pounds, I think he said. So that's
holy
funny.
Man. Yeah, those old basses do weigh a ton. Yeah. Good stuff.
I really commend him for doing that and being as connected to the scene as someone in that position can possibly be. So it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to other artists in the province.
Definitely. All right, we're going to do another song here. Blake, which one are you going to play?
Well, you guys were playing Come Back Around right when it came out. And
always, man.
We headed into the studio, and the song was a bluegrass song.
Yes.
And I sat down with John, the producer, and he's like, you have a lot of these styles of songs on the album. What do you say we sort of slow it down, put a halftime beat to it, and make it more of a Waylon Jennings-y kind of feel?
Yeah.
So we did record it like that, and wouldn't have the full band, we perform it like that. But when we have the opportunity to pull out the mandolin and the harmonies, we like to sort of play the original bluegrass version.
Love hearing the B-sides, buddy. Break it out.
Take a trip away, we haven't talked of us for days. Leave me writing these loving letters filled with hope. Come on home again, and like a phone call to a friend, you said you found the need, trying to find yourself. Take your time, dear, and I'll be waiting wishful here, fighting off my learnings from the past. Oh, that a new one helps get over old ones fast. Oh, my love, if you could find a minute of your precious time, return my leather necklace that you wear, and that faded Willie Nelson tee that every girl may think of me, the next might need it to display my care. You say you know the thoughts of parcels in the mailbox, everything returned that once was had. Oh, baby, why'd you keep my sweater worn in bed? Honey, please come back around. Come back around. I like it better than I ever like it now. Come back around. Oh, what's the harm in meeting me 800 block Robson Street? I'll be in town, baby, for a weekend stay. Hey, coffee followed by a call of supper talks with alcohol and a ride to save me from the pouring rain. I took a lead on your intent, clearly reading signals sent. Made a move that you'd regret to miss. It's a damn good thing I stole our final kiss. Honey, please come back around. Come back around. I like it better than I ever like it now. Oh, your hair, it's coming down. Ooh, the sweetest and the darkest chocolate brown. Back around. I used to like it when I'd awaken to their awkward conversations. I swear I'd call you baby if I get the time. Then I'd take the paper which they had scribbled 7 numbers, then I'd wipe their lipstick from inside my mind. Everybody's got that one thing they're good at, but no one gave it quite as good as you. Oh, now your mother knows the truth. Honey, please come back around. Come back around. I like it better than I ever like it now. Oh, your hair, it's coming down. Ooh, the sweetest and the darkest chocolate brown. Come back around. Come back around. I like it better than I ever like it now. I like it better than I ever like it now. I like it better than I ever like it now. Oh, honey, come back around. Come back around. Come back around. Oh, Jessica, come back around.
Great stuff. Blake Berglund again. Come back around. That was his first single off his album, Coyote. I love that song. Every time you start off your shows, you hear that do, 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 and you know it's going to be a rockin' Blake Berglund show.
It was homage to do the Bear Cat.
Yep.
Who sang that?
Jeez,
I'm on a country station. And
you got
I'm
me,
talking
man.
about country royalty, and I don't know the answer to my own question.
You got the wrong guy here. If Colin was here, he would know that like that.
Of course he would.
Of course, for sure. Now, if you haven't been to a Blake Berglund live show, now one thing that you love to do in your shows, and one thing that I love that you do in your shows, is storytelling. I love that stuff. Where do you get your stories from, Blake?
Well, and we joke around that it's kind of we end up playing the guitar or end up telling stories more than we play the guitar. But the stories come from, I guess, a long line of BSers. You know, my grandfather was very well known for telling a story and embellishing a story and sticking to it, whether it was being raised. I heard an old story that he fell off the back of a chuck wagon into a badger hole and wasn't found for a couple days. And he swore up and down that actually happened. So, I mean, you got to kind of pick up where your ancestors left off. But no, the stories are true stories. And I think it adds a different element to the show. And, you know, we're not trying to do something that is different, but it's just sort of natural. So
no, it's country.
It's country.
Yeah, for sure. Now, we got time for another song. If you guys want to pick another one, you guys are welcome to do one more.
Sure. We got another little tongue-in-cheek song that we're going to be sending to radio in May.
Good.
And doing a nice summer push for it. So here we go.
Here we go. Blake Berglund.
I'm a prairie boy gone restless o'er these flatlands and these plains. Whimsical and wanderlust, sporadic for some change. So I packed an extra pair of socks in a suitcase my grandpa owned. I slung this guitar on my back to make a living of my own. Well, I'm blessed to be in company of my good old friend JR.
Yeah, man, I talked him into slowing down outside some local bar.
We crossed the country in a night without a single drink.
Well, I thought we owed it to ourselves, no matter what he thinks.
There's flashing ladies above the door and a blinking neon glow. We talked a couple women up, but little did we know. Get off the table, Mabel, the money is for the beer. We don't need no table dancing women around here. Get your clothes back on, I get you home, you can dance for me there. Get off the table, Mabel, the money is for the beer. I never thought I'd love a woman with a lack of class, but she had a caring heart once you just get past. How she paid her cable bill, and I'm sure she liked my mom, so I bought a flight to visit, and old Mabel came along. We met a couple buddies out for a round of drinks in town. I should've gave forewarning when they lay their money down. Get off the table, Mabel, the money is for the beer. We don't need no table dancing women around here. Get your clothes back on, I get you home, you can dance for me there. Get off the table, Mabel, the money is for the beer. Yeehaw. So my old man's the wise old whiskey drinking cowboy type. He told the two of us his tales well into the night. I hope to have lived half the life that he has by his age, but man, I swear he saw it all when he shook his pocket change. Get off the table, Mabel, the money is for the beer. We don't need no table dancing women around here. Get your clothes back on, I get you home, you can dance for me there. Get off the table, Mabel, the money is for the beer. Get off the table, Mabel, the money is for the beer. Any of you good-looking people want to buy the band some beer? Woo!
Oh, that's my favorite song from the album Coyote. Get off the table, Mabel, the money is for the beer. Blake Berglund joining me this afternoon. Blake, thank you so much for joining me. It's always a slice when you come in to 620 CKRM, pick us some tunes. I'd rather have nobody else, bud.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, and that's coming from the heart, too.
I appreciate that very much.
I'll see you. I'm going to need a bed next year for Kennedy Rodeo, by the way.
You're in. You're in. You're in.
You might have to make some room for Perry next
year. There's room for the whole crew from 620 there.
Good to hear. And I'm sure your mom and dad would make room for us, too.
Absolutely.
They're so awesome. Yeah. Blake Berglund, thank you so much for joining. And once again, whenever you guys are all in town together like this again, make sure you come in here and sing us some music, because you know what? We love Saskatchewan country, and there's great Saskatchewan country right here in our own backyard.
For everybody that's out and about in Radioland, we're playing at the Whiskey Saloon tonight. I think our first set starts at 9:30, and we'll play right till 2 o'clock in the morning, and same for tomorrow night.
Like I said, you want to see a good rock and country show, make sure you head on down to the Whiskey Saloon tonight to go see the best in Saskatchewan, Mr. Blake Berglund. Thank you so much, Blake, and we'll talk to you again.